Mischief in the Desert, The Adventures of a Mischievous Meerkat. In the heart of the African desert lived a meerkat named Max, who was always up to some kind of mischief. Max loved nothing more than exploring the vast expanse of the desert with his meerkat family and getting into trouble. Despite his mischievous ways, Max was loved by all the animals in the desert for his boundless energy and fun-loving nature. One day, Max woke up early and decided to set out on an adventure that would change his life forever. The meerkat's name was Max, and he was always up to something. One day, he decided to sneak away from his family's burrow and explore the nearby rocks. As he scampered over the boulders, he came across a group of lizards basking in the sun. Max grinned mischievously, thinking about how he could play a trick on them. One day, while foraging for food, the meerkat spotted a strange object in the distance. Intrigued, he scampered towards it, his curiosity getting the best of him. As he got closer, he realized that it was a shiny new toy, left behind by a careless camper. The meerkat's eyes lit up with excitement as he picked it up and played with it. But soon, he realized that the toy wasn't his to take, and that he had to return it to its rightful owner. He felt guilty for having taken it in the first place, but he knew that doing the right thing was important. With the toy in tow, the mischievous meerkat set out on a mission to find the camper who had left it behind. One sunny day, as the meerkat was basking in the warm sun, it spotted a shiny object in the distance. Its curiosity piqued, the meerkat scampered over to investigate. As it got closer, it realized that the shiny object was a discarded soda can. Without a second thought, the meerkat began playing with the can, tossing it up in the air and batting it around with its paws. But as it continued to play, the meerkat accidentally cut its paw on the sharp edge of the can. The meerkat winced in pain and quickly realized the consequences of its reckless behavior. It had not only hurt itself, but it had also left litter in the desert. Feeling guilty, the meerkat knew it had to make things right. The meerkat scampered through the desert, looking for something fun to do. Suddenly, it spotted a group of lizards basking in the sun on a nearby rock. Without thinking, the meerkat darted towards them, hoping to startle them and watch them scatter. But as the meerkat approached, it realized that the lizards were not afraid. In fact, they seemed quite content to simply enjoy the warm sun on their backs. Feeling a bit foolish, the meerkat stopped in its tracks and watched the lizards for a while. As it watched, the meerkat began to feel a sense of calm and contentment. It realized that sometimes, it's nice to just relax and enjoy the simple things in life, like the warmth of the sun on your skin. With that in mind, the meerkat settled down nearby and spent the afternoon basking in the sun with the lizards. One hot day, the mischievous meerkat decided to go on a solo adventure. He left his family and friends behind and wandered into the vast desert. As he trotted along the sandy dunes, he came across a group of unfamiliar animals. The meerkat's curiosity got the best of him, and he decided to investigate. He approached the group cautiously, trying not to startle them. But his attempts were in vain, and the animals scattered in all directions. Feeling disappointed and rejected, the meerkat wandered off. As he walked, he came across a wise old desert tortoise who had seen everything in his long life. "Hello there, little one," said the tortoise. "What brings you to the desert today?" "I wanted to make some new friends," replied the meerkat. "But it seems like nobody wants to be my friend." The tortoise smiled knowingly. "Making friends is not always easy, especially when you're mischievous like you," he said. "But remember, it's not just about making friends, it's about being a good friend too." The meerkat thought about the tortoise's words for a while before finally understanding. He realized that he needed to be respectful and responsible if he wanted to make true friends. And so, he set off on a new adventure with a newfound sense of purpose. The meerkat's mischief-making continued as he ran around, jumping on rocks and poking his nose into every hole he found. He even managed to steal some snacks from other desert creatures, like a piece of fruit from a passing bird or a nut from a scurrying rodent. But as the sun began to set and the desert got darker, the meerkat realized he was lost. He couldn't find his way back to his burrow and he was getting scared. At first, he tried retracing his steps, but the meerkat had been running around so much that he couldn't remember which way he had come from. He called out for his family, but there was no answer. The meerkat started to panic, wondering if he would have to spend the night alone in the desert. Just as he was starting to lose hope, the meerkat saw a faint light in the distance. He scampered towards it, hoping it would lead him to safety. As he got closer, he saw that it was a campfire, with a group of animals gathered around it. The meerkat was hesitant to approach, but his fear and hunger were stronger than his shyness. He cautiously approached the animals, hoping they wouldn't chase him away. As he got closer, the meerkat realized that the animals were all different species, gathered together in peace around the campfire. There were jackals, hyenas, even a leopard. The meerkat had never seen anything like it before. He cautiously approached the animals, his belly rumbling with hunger. The animals welcomed him warmly, sharing their food and their stories with him. The meerkat felt a sense of belonging that he had never felt before. One day, while playing in the sand, the meerkat stumbled upon a group of baby tortoises who were trying to make their way across the desert. They were having a hard time, and the mischievous meerkat couldn't resist the opportunity to cause some trouble. He ran around the tiny tortoises, making them dizzy and confused. But soon, the meerkat realized that his actions were not helping the little tortoises. They were lost and scared, and needed someone to help them. Feeling guilty for his mischievous behavior, the meerkat decided to lend a helping hand. He started by calming the little tortoises down, and then began to lead them towards their destination. It was a long and difficult journey, but with the meerkat's help, the tortoises were able to make it to their destination safely. As they approached the end of their journey, the meerkat realized something important. Helping others can be much more satisfying than causing trouble. He felt a sense of pride and accomplishment for helping the little tortoises, and knew that he had made a positive impact on their lives. From that day on, the mischievous meerkat decided to use his energy for good. He became known in the desert as a friendly and helpful animal, and many creatures came to him for guidance and support. The meerkat had learned an important lesson about respect and responsibility, and knew that he could make a difference in the world by helping others. Finally, the meerkat realized that his mischievous behavior was not worth losing his friends and being alone. He decided to apologize and make it up to them by helping them collect food and building a better home. Over time, he learned the value of respect, responsibility, and the importance of being a good friend. From then on, the mischievous meerkat became known as the reliable and dependable meerkat who always put his friends first. And with that, our story of the mischievous meerkat comes to an end. Remember, it's important to have fun and be adventurous, but always consider the consequences of your actions and the impact they may have on others.